Hey, let's have a look at my favorite character in this game. Seth Rollins, the Undisputed Future Tough, as we call him. I run him a little bit differently than some of the other builds you'll see. I run green-blue, the two choose moves, with the purple non-finisher that shuffles the gem board. And the reason I do that is because it gives me another opportunity to reload those greens and blues without having to go for a pinfall. George the Animal Steel and Daniel Bryan are the trainers. You'll see a lot of people run Jerry the King Lawler. I'm not as big a fan of that build. This one goes off turn 2 no matter what, regardless of a match. So let's have a look at the feud matched up with the Grim Creepers here, and it's Guersan, another one of YouTube's content creators. He's got way more subscribers than me, and that makes me jealous. Anyway, he's a good guy. I'm sure you're subscribed to him already. I can't imagine anyone subscribed to me who's not already subscribed to Guersan. So, Seth Rollins against Seth Rollins. He's got a silver Seth Rollins, so we're really going to need to get some matches and get some cascades to beat Tough here with our own without taking a whole lot of damage. So you can see that green choose move is loaded turn 2. So what we're looking to do here is create some cascades to reload one or both of those green and blue moves. And we've managed to load the green, which is excellent because that gives us another choose. The other thing you'll notice was the careful selection of props, which come in handy when you're feuding fast, because you need to get your moves off and you don't want your opponent to get theirs. So we're going to do a blue Papa Shango here on Guersan's Seth Rollins. Another choose move, looking to reload again. You want to be fast with the placement of these gems, but you also want to be careful that you're not missing something. And you get a great cascade that reloads our 3 moves. Because we used that Papa Shango, he does not have any specials loaded, hasn't used any yet. They're loaded now, but I think we can finish him off. And here's why I use the shuffle the gem board. If I was using the purple finisher there, we would create a pin. But because we just shuffled the board, we get a chance to put these 2 moves off now. This is the dream scenario with Seth. You use this first choose move when you have both loaded to create a whole bunch of purple row break matches on the board, leaving one spot empty. Now with the second choose move, we fill them. So we're going to break 5 whole rows here, blow up the board. That's over 100k damage, and that's a pin. And there goes the silver Seth Rollins. We took some damage. We got about 140 left out of our 210 or so. So about 30% gone there. 122,000 feud points is nice. So now we move on quickly. 1 win in. Next big thing. This guy is a pain, and at silver, he hits hard. We do not want these green moves to go off. Out of green Shangos at this point, so that means we're going to need to get our moves off before he can do his. Because if he hits those 2 greens, it is big time trouble. Those 150k health disappear in a big, big hurry. So once again, because we're using steel and that green choose move, it's ready to go turn 2. Now we're looking for smart gem placement to load these moves again. And we got the blue ready for the next turn. He makes a green match. So we're going to need to try to finish this match before he hits those greens, or we're in trouble. That purple helps us out. Now we use our show of heart to get us back in that dream scenario we saw in the last match with both choose moves ready to go. Now we can demolish this board again. Creating row breaks to fill with our second choose move, just filling the board with purple. I prefer row breaks to the big area breaks because you're not just breaking the purple gems there, you're also breaking every other gem in that row. Just seems to add up for bigger points. Sometimes you don't have a choice based on where other purple gems are on the board, but this is going to be... He started with 97. Even the striker, NBT, is not kicking in that. So there's 2 silvers gone. And we're still doing okay for health here at 130. Hopefully the loot crates can reload some of our health here. 104,000 feud points. And we move on. Next on Guersan's list is a 4-star Diamond Dallas Page. He is an X-Break guy, and he's got that one charge X-Break move that comes on every turn, so we're going to need to try to use our choose move to make his X-Breaks go away. Choose moves are just so valuable in this game, and the fact that Tuff has 2 of them and they're choose 8s. I love him. I use him in every situation in this game. In feuds, in versus, in farming, as you've seen in another video, farming with Tuff. He's just incredible. I use him more than any other. So we should be able to use this choose moves to get all those columns of blues. Our blue choose move will be ready to go next turn. And you saw we used it to get rid of the X-Break that he laid on his first turn. As long as we keep one of our choose moves filled, we'll be able to get rid of his X-Breaks whenever we want. Let's see if we can get some more damage here. That shuffle the board doesn't cost you a pin. It's like a bonus. It's like a free turn. Any damage you cause there is gravy. Now another choose 8 into purple. And that shuffle move is full again. Too much for DDP. So that's 3 pretty quick matches. Now let me make it clear that I'm not picking on Guersan here. I guarantee you in this matchup did the exact same thing with my roster with his 2 silvers, whether he used Brock or whether he used Seth. He tore through my roster for sure. This is not... A feud isn't an indication of whose roster is better than whose. That because you wiped a guy out in 8 minutes does not mean you're better than him. I guarantee you if he made a video of this same battle, you'd be seeing my roster fall just as easily, just as quickly. So Hacksaw Jim Duggan here. Hacksaw starts with a lot of health at 4-star. The good thing about facing showboats, though, when you're piling up these big choose move with row breaks and area breaks and tons of cascades on one turn, showboats do not kick out very well at all. So usually, if you put a big number up against a showboat, he's not kicking out. Wow, we got a break there because he got a wild card, but caused a pin. So he's not going to be able to get those 2 red moves off. If that hadn't caused a pin, we'd have been in trouble because Hacksaw would have been choosing columns to break on us. We go right back at you. Anything you can do, we can do. We get a wild card, puts us back in our double choose move scenario. Surprised how often that happens with Seth in a feud. If you play smart and you get those gems placed the way they should, you can load up those two moves quite frequently and cause 100k pin scenarios like these. That's way too much for Hacksaw to kick out. So 4 matches against 4 4-stars, 2 of them silvers, under 10 minutes so far. He's got one guy left in this feud. That's Akira Kazawi. Took down a whole bunch of Kazawis in this feud. Choose the black prop just in case he gets a wild card and puts us in a bad spot, but can't see it. So Seth has multiple builds. This is the one, like I said, that I prefer for these situations. With the new coaching effect that some of these new players have, where you get an extra MP on a gem match. Andre the Giant has that with red gems, I believe. Rikishi has it for yellow gems, and the 2DX guys have it for purple and green. Andre's is blue, I think. The setup to use in a feud for Seth, if you can get DX Triple H up to 4-star, the moveset to go with is probably with Lawler and Daniel Bryan, because with that extra green match, MP on a green match, that would mean that on the first turn, if you got a blue match or a green match, then either one of those is ready to go first turn. You're not limited to one color on your first turn. So the build for Tough might change once the DX guys get to 4K. So that's a Brawl versus Guersan done. About 11 minutes, 12 minutes or so. Maybe a little more. We have a look at our totals. That was 13 and a half minutes. This feud timer was 30 minutes. We used 69% of our Tough health. So a few health packs to get him back in the game. In that Brawl, Guersan scored 483, probably about the same as we got, 486, 468. And look what happened over the 24-hour feud. Guersan and I finished 80th and 81st. He beat me by 761 points over 24 hours. That is tight. Anyway, hope you enjoyed Seth Rollins, the Undisputed Future, in a feud situation. Keep watching these videos, like and subscribe, and enjoy Seth Rollins.